Jill Biden guilty of elder abuse? Well, Jill Biden was asked this morning, hey, you know, you're like this, we don't, all of us don't like Trump, right? She's on this corporate media morning show. I think it's CBS. None of us like Trump. Yeah, she's on CBS. But yo, like you're like Joe Biden's losing to Trump in all these battleground states, and really the election is decided by like 7 states. Call them the Magnificent Seven. And Joe Biden's losing in every single state to Trump. So it's like fine that Joe Biden's popular in New York and California, but we actually need the middle of the road states here, and they're all collapsing. And watch Jill Biden's response. Okay, tell me something. Like, one, does this sound like the response of somebody that believes there's going to be a fair election? And two, does this sound like the response of someone who's not guilty of elder abuse? Watch.
But when these polls, like the Wall Street Journal one, land in the White House and he's losing in all the battleground states.
No, he's not losing in all the battleground states. He's coming up and he's even or doing better. So you know what? Once people start to focus in and they see their two choices, it's obvious that Joe will win this election.
All right.
He's not doing it. Right? Like, how do you know a liar? When you call them out on their lie and they start like screaming, when they start screaming at you, right? When they start, you can see it, right? Jill Biden, like, she's done this before. One time she was asked live on camera if Joe Biden needs a cognitive test. Check this out.
Nikki Haley, one of the Republican candidates, is calling for mental competency tests for those politicians over the age of 75. What do you think about that?
Ridiculous.
Would your husband ever take one of those?
I mean, we would never even discuss something like that.
You can't discuss it because Joe Biden doesn't speak or understand English. That's why you can't discuss it. I mean, it's kind of a genius answer, actually, by Jill Biden. Education, Dr. Jill. Where does Jill Biden teach? Where's her class? She talks a lot about her students. Where is her class exactly? Where does Jill Biden teach? Can I sign up for it? All the time, she talks about her students this and her students that. Where does she teach? Nobody's ever told me. Shouldn't be hard. There are very few secret classes. Like, where's Jill Biden's course? Dr. Biden. Well, Dr. Biden, do you have any prescription for your husband? Once again, Jill Biden asked by her best friends over at Morning Joe, like your husband clearly has dementia. Why is he running for president?
Your husband is 81. At the end of a second term, he'd be 86. As his life partner of 46 years, is there a part of you that is worried about his age and health? Can he do it?
He can do it. And I see Joe every day. I see him out, traveling around this country. I see his vigor. I see his energy. I see his passion.
A truly demoralized person, right, will like deny reality even when it's right in front of their face. And that's what you have. Jill Biden should be prosecuted for elder abuse. And you can, when you see interviews with Jill Biden and Joe Biden together, that's when you really know. That's when you can truly understand that Jill knows. You can see it in her eyes, right? And I don't know, do we have the full New Year's Eve interview? This is the one that really gets me. This is the one that, like, it almost rips your heart out, how evil, the mendacity of this woman. There's this, like, if you could even get a softer ball interview than, like, let's talk about baseball, right, on ESPN, the softest ball interview you can get is New Year's Eve, talking about literally soft balls, ice cream, right? Soft scoops of ice cream with Ryan Seacrest. The Bidens phoning in from whatever little Epstein Island vacation they were on. They're on some private island in the Caribbean, phoning in an interview with Ryan Seacrest with Jill Biden, who's wearing a bedazzled trash bag, talking to Ryan Seacrest, not incapable of answering the basic questions like, what are you eating? Like, these are questions that would be asked for proof of life, right? During activity hour at the nursing home, in the hospice center. What have you eaten? Hey, hello, McFly, what are you eating? And Joe Biden's unable Like he looks like by the way, he looks like a Krispy Kreme donut here. It's really remarkable. So Jill Biden's in a bedazzled trash bag looking just like Alice Cooper. Joe Biden looks like one of those Krispy Kreme donuts that just came out of the little rack thing, Krispy Kreme. I don't know what they pump into this guy. It looks like he has been laying face down in salt water, being stung by those little puffer fishes all day, right in his face. Joe Biden, he doesn't even look like Joe Biden. So whichever Joe Biden this is, number 7, I think, gets trotted out, gets fitted, right, with whatever thing they put on his skin, and he's just sitting there like, I mean, total vegetable. And Jill Biden, watch this. I mean, it's really remarkable. It's not a long interview. It's a pre-tape interview, by the way. Ryan Seacrest lies and says, look at all these people. You can see there's no one there. It's a pre-tape interview. It's not live. It's not happening live. It's just a trick. It's a played trick on ABC News, again, on ABC. And they're trying to make you think that this is a live interview. It's not. It's a pre-tape. And Joe Biden can't even answer these questions. When Joe Biden's given an opportunity to ask what he wants for the new year, like what's his outlook for the new year, he says, you know what? I travel the country and everyone's losing their jobs. And you know what? That's just something I think about. And they're losing their jobs, and that's it. And you're like, what the? Like, you can see Jill. You can see, like, watch her. You can see Jill be like, because she knows, right? She knows. And these people are demons. They're evil. They're evil, okay? Here it is.
Welcome back to New Year's Rockin' Eve, presented by Amazon Prime. It is Ryan Seacrest with you, and we're so honored that joining us right now are two very special guests, President Joe Biden and Dr. Jill Biden. It's nice to see you once again. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you, Ryan. Happy New Year.
Thanks for having us.
Mr. President, before we start here about the new year, I'm curious, what sort of holiday foods have you been enjoying over the last few days?
Well, I've been eating everything that's put in front of me. But I've been eating pasta, which I love. Yeah. Eating a lot of chicken Parmesan. I've been eating all Italian foods, basically.
And ice cream.
And ice cream, chocolate chip ice cream.
It's good to know that you're eating like the rest of us here across the country. As you look back and reflect on 2023, what sort of memories, highlights stand out for you?
Well, one of the big highlights stands out for me is my dad used to have an expression. He'd say, Joey, a job's about a lot more than the paycheck. It's about your dignity. It's about respect. So many people through the Midwest and in the center of the country, their factories are shipped overseas the last couple of times out, and they were losing hope and faith. So we brought a lot of jobs back to the United States. People are in a position to be able to make a living now, and they've created a lot of jobs, over 14 million. And I guess I just feel good that the American people got up. They've been through a rough time with pandemic, but now we're coming back. They're back.
Well, we've got 1 million plus people here in Times Square and so many eyes on the big ball for the big moment tonight as we get ready for 2024. What are your hopes for the new year for both of you?
Well, my hope is that everybody has a healthy, happy, and safe new year. But beyond that, I hope that they understand that we're in a better position than any country in the world to lead the world. And we're coming back, and it's about time.
Dr. Biden, your hopes for America?
Well, I think it's what I would always tell my students. Be positive, be optimistic, and be kind to one another. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Enjoy 2 scoops of ice cream tonight, both of you. Thanks for coming on. We'll see you soon.
All right.
Bye.
Low-key based Ryan Seacrest making a Trump joke, right? The 2 scoops. Remember 2 scoops? Trump gets 2 scoops. Yeah. Really? Is Ryan Seacrest low-key based? Could you imagine having to do that interview? So quickly thereafter, Jill Biden went and did a photo shoot for Vogue, and it turned out great. Really, we're like really excited about Jill Biden. We have a incredible bit of reporting behind the scenes. This dress that Jill Biden was wearing during that interview, our sources tell us that what happened was that effectively they left Hunter Biden with one of the bags of cocaine that they found in the White House, and they locked him in a room with one of those heavy-duty black trash bags and a bedazzler. and a pair of scissors, but the kind of scissors that you'd give like a child, right? The plastic ones. Okay. And they said, go, right? Like, Hunter, this is your new art project. We know you're an artist now. Bedazzler, heavy duty black trash bag, bedazzler, cocaine, pair of plastic scissors. Go. And this is what he came up with. And they're very proud, right? Jill's very supportive of her family. And they decided that this was really a great look. Meanwhile, Joe, as you can see here, if you can zoom in a little bit, you can see that Joe didn't do any of the cocaine. And instead, Joe shoved his face into the back muffler of an 18-wheeler, I guess. That's what that expression would look like. An 18-wheeler that's doing a burnout on an icy road. I don't know. Yeah, that's right. And Joe actually, the balloons look more lifelike and less plasticky and rubbery than Joe Biden and Jill. Are the balloons showing off there? I don't know. But Jill knows, right? Jill knows. Jill talked about her students there. We've never been able to find the class Jill teaches. Nobody's ever come forward saying I was a Jill Biden student. So apparently Jill Biden is about as fake as Joe Biden and is about as fake as the interviews. We do have, however, exclusive footage of Jill Biden's day job. She's definitely not a teacher. Here, ladies and gentlemen, we were able to source this. Oh, Jill Biden? Okay.
So say it with me. Say Broadway. The future is ours. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. I thought Biden couldn't pull a crowd. Look at that. I apologize. Okay, I apologize. I thought the Bidens couldn't pull a crowd. We've done a lot of reporting here, how nobody shows up at these Joe Biden events, but I've been proven wrong. You got to admit when you're wrong, right? Got to admit when you're wrong. There it is. Okay. Ooh, it gets bad, ladies and gentlemen. It gets bad. The RNC is up saying, on sort of the wake of all of this, why is Jill Biden doing interviews for Joe? Shouldn't Joe Biden be doing the morning shows? Is there any reason Biden himself can't do a live sit-down interview? It's been 279 days since Joe Biden's last live interview. That's very interesting. No, we don't keep count like that. The RNC does, and we are like, obviously, as Laura Trump has taken over, and Michael Watley and the new RNC leadership has taken over, we're going to be using their stuff more often. We were sort of boycotting the RNC under Rana, and now we're back, baby. So the RNC is saying that it's been close to a year since Joe Biden did a live interview. And what happened during that last live interview? Well, to the best of our knowledge, Joe Biden crapped his pants. We're not trying to make fun of him. We just have no other explanation. It's our job to try and give you the best information we can. Marjorie Taylor Greene has been on this show saying that there's been reports of Joe Biden having adult accidents abroad. But the best that we can surmise here is that Joe Biden had a adult diaper incident on live TV. This was his last interview, and that's probably why he doesn't do live interviews anymore. I'll let you decide for yourself. The setup here is that Joe Biden's sitting down at MSNBC with a propagandist named Nicole Wallace, who's so funny and so cringeworthy. She's like half of our cringe alerts. And Nicole Wallace is in the middle of asking him a question, like mid-question, and Joe Biden just goes and just wanders off camera while the cameras are live. Now, I'm aware that the camera's live, and I'm making a joke. I would never do this to you, obviously, because that's not what you do during a live hit. When you're live, that's kind of inappropriate or rude. But Joe Biden and the cameraman deserves an Academy Award for this, because the cameraman does this big pan out so you can see Joe Biden just wobble off. He takes the microphone with him. The only explanation here is there was an adult emergency. This is the best we can come up with. By the way, don't tell me that Joe Biden doesn't know what Joe Biden's been doing news media hits since the 1970s in D.C. So he's going on 60 years of knowing how to do media in D.C. So don't tell me he just didn't know what was going on. You decide. Here's the clip.
Well, and the ones that didn't vote for your bills but run on them.
That's right.
Mr. President, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate
it. It's great to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Don't go anywhere. It's a very exciting day around here. We'll have reaction and analysis to everything we just heard.
What the hell? Like, what's the explanation? Has anybody ever like given an explanation? The guy in the middle of a question just goes and then the wobble's off. The cameraman, give the cameraman an award for capturing the Joe Biden wobble off the set. And Nicole Wallace goes, "Don't go anywhere," as Joe Biden's walking behind her.